Oh yeah, the original sound thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you looking at me on the other computer?
Well, I have two screens on this one.
Okay. Because it looks like you're looking like
Yeah, I
this.
could tell.
Um, well, let me go over a few things about, first of all, about the guitar. Um, these might seem like really simple things that you might already know, but since you're starting from scratch, I'm just going to go over everything.
Mm-hmm.
The parts of the guitar, this is one of my lectures.
Mm-hmm.
So parts of the guitar, of course, we have strings, the wires that go across this way out of the frets. We number the frets. The fret up here is fret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc., etc.
Okay.
Where we get to the, you should have right at the 12th fret that has a special marker. It has 2 dots or something. See,
Mm-hmm.
this one has 2 dots. That's the 12th fret. That marks an octave. So if that's an open E note, then at the 12th fret, that's also an E, or an octave high. So this is what we call the headstock. These are the tuners. This right here, the little piece there that the strings pass through, that's called the nut. This is the bridge, and I'll probably give you a simple reading book you get that has all this in the beginning. This is the bridge. Can I see your guitar again now that I can actually see? What kind of guitar is it? Okay, there you go. So you have the double dots at the 12th fret, and you have one pickup. That's a humbucking pickup. So that's the pickup.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where it picks up the sound. It's like a little
Okay.
microphone. You got volume and tone.
Mm-hmm.
Most guitars have a pickup selector. You only have one pickup, so you don't have any pickup selector. That's pretty basic. And that's about it. So when we're holding the guitar, when we're playing the guitar, let me show you like what. So when we're holding the guitar, now if you want to play like pop guitar, rock, and or blues, jazz, everything else, anything but classical guitar, and which I don't really teach classical guitar, is a lot more strict about posture and how you hold your hands, everything like that. And if you look at 10 different blues guitars, you're going to see them hold their hands 10 different ways. So I'm going to give you kind of some kind of guidelines when you're approaching a guitar. When you want to, when you're most important thing as far as holding the guitar is this end needs to be higher than this end. It doesn't have to be an acute angle, but just don't hold it like that. And the reason is you don't want to have to put too much strain. You want to make everything as easy as possible for this hand, right? So usually when I hold the guitar, it's at a little bit of an angle away from my body, almost like you're like 45 degrees. You can hold it flat up against your body, then your arm is back like this. You want to hold it like that, but kind of a little bit out so that your arm is kind of relaxed. You have room to move your elbow. The important thing is to give yourself room on this side. So whenever you play a note, when you finger a note, say we want to play.
The screen is freezing on my end. My son is trying to join also.
Right next to the fret, not on top of the fret.
I can't see you. Okay,
I lost you.
Okay, I'm back now. Yeah, it's back.
You have that original sound for musicians on?
I didn't set it up on this one.
Oh, you're freezing up, dude.
Okay.
You are frozen.
Yeah, I can see you're frozen on my end. I'm
waking
gonna
up.
I'm gonna go to the settings and do that setting again.
You're still frozen. Can you hear? Slow. There you are.
Okay.
You were freezing up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do the settings again.
Maybe it was a little bit of a weak connection there. I don't know. So, what I'll do today is I'll go over the basics of the guitar, and then I'm going to show you how to play like a simple 12-bar blues, and then we'll decide what to do from there. So anyway, you with me?
Yeah, my son is also trying to join the meeting.
Oh, is that what that Rick was? Is his name
Yes.
Rick?
Yeah, that's Rick.
Oh, I wondered what that was.
Yeah.
I thought somebody was busting in. Tell him to try to join again. Because I kicked him out of the meeting. I thought it was a mistake. Like, who was it? Who else is trying to bust into our meeting?
Yeah, that was him. I just told him to try to do it again.
He has a guitar as well?
He does.
Okay, so anyway, I'll try and get him in on this. But parts of the guitar, the neck, the body, frets, they all have numbers, strings, tuners, nut, bridge, pickups. That's about it. You want me to wait till he gets in here to really start?
We can carry on.
Okay,
Oh,
so back to how to hold the guitar. As I said before, this end of the guitar should be harder than this end. When you make a note, what we're doing is pressing the string against the fret. So when we, like, for instance, if I want to press the thinnest string on the first fret, which is that fret right there, what I want to do is press the string down with my finger, not halfway between the frets, not on top of the fret, but right behind the fret.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you try doing that for me? Put your finger right behind the fret, on the first fret of the thinnest string. Just like that. So press it down and then put the string. See, that's a good position right there. You don't want to be halfway, you want to be on top of the fret, and you're right behind the fret, just like that. With the edge up to the fret. That's it. Okay? You have a pick?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and pick that note. That's an F. It should be an F. You're probably right. Did you pick the note?
Say it again.
Did you pick it? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
There it is. You sure you got that original sound for musicians on? Seems like it's muting it. Yeah, I'm not hearing the guitar at all. I should hear it. I think Zoom is muting it.
Okay.
So the Zoom window should say original sound for musicians on top. Like you got
Yeah, I was trying to find it, and I can't find it on this one. It's easy.
Is this still a Mac? Another Mac?
Yeah, it's a Mac also. Okay, now I'm in the settings,
Okay.
and
Once you set it up like this, it should
Audio.
stay with-
original sound,
Yeah. Click that,
and then back out.
and then when you see it on top, switch it from off to on.
Okay, now it's on.
Now I can now play that note more. Now I can hear everything. That's it. Oh yeah, nice and loud now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I can already tell you're out of tune. So anyway, that's how you fret a note. Okay?
Okay.
The way we hold our hands, again, I'm not super strict about this. Classical guitar, teacher would tell you that the thumb always stays behind the neck, like
Okay.
this, in the middle of the neck,
Okay.
and so it allows the finger, when the wrist sticks out a little bit, allows the fingers to come down with the fingertips. However, you will see, especially playing blues, you will see when people do bends that their thumb comes over the top. It gives you kind of more of a
Mhm.
grip,
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
For some people who can play with their thumbs, like Jimi Hendrix used to play with his thumb. He used to play notes with his thumb. So I'm not that concerned about this thumb coming up here like this. My whole thing is, as long as the notes are coming out right, you're good. So
Okay.
however you hold your hands, you're good. However, it's good to know a proper technique in
Mhm.
case you're having a hard time with a certain passage or a sound or song. You can go back and go, what if I put my thumb behind the neck and my feet? It might help out. So that's what that is. As far as holding your pick, again, you look at 10 different players, you're going to hold the pick 10 different ways. I'll show you the way I hold mine, which is kind of the standard way. If you fold your fingers at the first knuckle, not all the way like a fist, but just at the first
There we
knuckle,
go.
put your thumb over it like that.
Okay.
Pick should just sit in between your thumb and your finger with just
Okay.
a little bit sticking out.
Yeah, I got it.
It's now different people hold it different. I've seen people hold it like this. I see people hold it like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I think the overriding principle with the pick is you don't need a whole ton of the pick showing. Only like an eighth of an inch of the pick showing.
Right.
Don't hold it like this
Okay.
because the more of your thumb and finger you have on the pick, the more you're controlling it. That's what
Okay.
you only need enough to touch the string.
Yeah.
So it's real hard to play any fast passage or anything if you got this big old pick sticking out. But all you need is a tiny bit. You can pretty much play whatever note you want. That's how to hold it, how to hold your hands, all that kind of stuff. So let me go over the names of the strings. Okay? Starting from the thickest. Now, on the guitar in certain ways when we talk about it is backwards from what you would think. Like we always talk about strings and frets and stuff like that in terms of the sound, not in terms of the physical location. In other words, the highest string would be this one because it's the highest sounding string, not this one because it's closest to the ceiling. Right? That's what most people think. Play the highest string, they play this because it's
Mhm.
highest up on the guitar.
Right.
We always talk about the sound. So this is the highest string. These are the higher frets. These are the lower frets. Even though they're
Okay.
physically, see what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna pull something up to share with you here. Fingerboard chart. And I'm gonna send this to you. I'll email all these forms and everything to you
Okay.
after every lesson. And it's just how I usually do stuff. Is if we're working out of a book, we'll do like the first half hour, whatever, the book method, and the second half hour learning songs or improvisation or whatever. And all of these, and then I'll fill out a lesson plan, and I'll email that to you so you'll know what to work on during the week and what we worked on over the past week. So
Okay.
I'll send this to you. Okay. So these are the notes in the first 3 frets of the guitar. And if we look at these up here,
Mhm.
that represents the open strings. In other words, the strings without putting your fingers on the guitar. So this should be like the headstock. Down here is like the body of the guitar. But these are the open strings, and the open strings are E, A, D, G, B, E. Here's a sentence that makes it easy to remember. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. E, A, D, G, B, E. From the thickest string, which is an E, Second thickest string is in A, and D, G, B, E. E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay?
Okay.
Those are your strings. So you're going to want to get a tuner. You can get a tuner app on your phone.
Okay.
They're usually really accurate and they're free.
Okay.
But I would recommend getting like a clip-on tuner. They're pretty accurate nowadays, and they're not that expensive. There's a brand called Snark. They sell them for like $20.
Mm-hmm.
I like this kind. It's a Boss. It's a little bit more expensive,
Okay.
but it's a little bit hardier.
Okay.
So all you do with these clip-on ones makes it so easy nowadays. When I started playing the guitar, we didn't have any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you clip it on, turn it on, and then you play your note, and it'll show some kind of little thing that says you're too high or too low, and you adjust
Okay.
it until you get the tune. So you want to tune it to those notes: E, A, D, G, B, E. 88 Dynamite Good by Eddie. It looks like I'm a little bit sharp, which means I'm too high in terms of pitch. Let me get back down to where I should be. Okay. So you're going to want to pick up a tuner
Okay.
to the beat and tune. And every time you pick up the guitar to play, you should check your tuning real quick.
Okay.
Like I say, it'll go out of tune just sitting there.
Yeah.
And you could be playing all the right stuff and be like, why does it sound like crap?
Yeah.
If you're out of tune, that's what's going to happen, you know what I mean? Not like a piano where you only tune it once every 6 months or every year or something.
I got you.
Or like a sax where you just pull it,
Mm-hmm.
in and out until you get it. So yeah, in fact, we can kind of get yours in tune right now. I can just use my ear to get it in tune if you go through the string. So, but you guys still have your guitar in your hands? So let's go through this. So I want you to play the thickest string just by itself. It's very, very close actually to an E. Play the string and then take the tuner, the tuning peg that goes with that string, and I want you to turn it counterclockwise just very slightly. And if it's strung upright, it sounds pretty close.
Yeah.
Let's do the next one. Oh, wait, do it again. Do that first string again. Oh, that's loud. Okay, so now stop the string. Just go to the A. Play that one down. Okay, that one you need to go counterclockwise on that. That would be the second tuning pick. Wrong way. Go the other direction.
Okay.
You need to make it higher. Right there. Good. Next string. Good. Next string, D. And the same direction as you did the other one. A little bit. That's pretty good. Next one is a G. This one's good. Next one is a B. Oh, it's way off. So you need to go quite a bit with that one. Same direction. Wrong string. You're plucking the wrong string now. So we know it's the second thinnest string.
Okay.
Back a little bit. Back in the opposite direction now. Just a hair. Back in the first direction now. That's pretty close. Now the thinnest string again. Same direction. Make it high. More. be in tune now or close.
Okay.
Kind of hard for me to get it perfect
Yeah.
listening on the internet, but pretty close. So I'm going to show you here. Let me pull up this again. Let's see. We're going to learn our first chord. So when we learn chords, I use these diagrams. This is like the neck of the guitar.
Okay.
Like that's your headstock up here where you tune everything. Your fingers would go this way, you know. So what I'm going to show you is going to be a really simple version of a G chord. A G major chord. So what this diagram means is the X's mean don't play that string. So this is that thickest E string.
Okay.
Don't play that string. The O's mean you're going to play those strings open. And then on that thinnest string, we're going to play that on the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, with our 3rd finger. Okay?
Okay.
So now if you play only these 4 strings, yep, it should sound like this. There you go. There you go. Not perfect, but that's a G chord.
Okay.
But if you get a tuner and tune everything up, that should sound
Okay.
a lot better. So this is like a simple G chord. There's a million ways to play any chord. All sorts of different inversions and fingerings. So you're gonna, if you see another diagram online that says this is a G chord and what's different than this, that's fine. There's
Okay.
a million ways to play a G chord. You can play
Okay.
it like this. You can play it as a bar chord. There's right. This is still a G chord, so we're gonna use this to tune with. Once you get in tune, if you play this G chord and it doesn't sound completely sour, then you should know you're in tune. Okay?
Okay.
Let's save this and send this to you as well.
All right.
Go G chord. Now, I'm going to show you how to, we talked about reading music. Now there's a different way that guitar music is written down. That's called tablature. Have you ever heard of tab or tablature?
Tablature?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Okay. I'm going to show you what tablature is. How to read tab. Okay, check this out. So, let me zoom in a little bit on this. So, you might remember that this is a musical staff. I know you don't remember what the notes are on it and everything like that, but you know, this is what the notes are usually written.
Right.
Right, like that. The spaces are certain notes, and the lines are certain notes. We'll learn that as we go along, whatever. But there's also a way to write out where to put our fingers to play whatever we're going to play. Because here's the thing: a guitar is one of the more difficult instruments to read for,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a bunch of different places you can play the same note.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if I want to play, this is a C note. I can play the C note here. I can play it 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 here. Same note,
Okay.
right? So we might see a C on the staff and go, well, where the heck do I put my fingers? Tab shows us exactly where to put our fingers to play what we want to play. There's limitations with that too, but tab is a real easy way to learn how to write down and play a song, especially if you're already familiar with the song, you know the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So the tab staff down here, you'll notice has 6 lines. Nope, not 5. Oh.
My messages come through that way.
Okay.
Sorry
I'm
about
like,
that.
wow, Does he have a landline in there?
Yeah.
I remember one of those as well. So each one of these lines represents a string.
Okay.
The lowest line, this one here, is the lowest sounding string,
Okay.
the thickest string.
Okay.
And the highest line is the highest sounding string, the thinnest string. And here again are our strings. E, A, D, G, B, E. Eddie ate dynamite good by Eddie. So, we have these strings and we have numbers. The number is the fret. So if I see, for instance, if I see on tab, the E, the thinnest E string, and it's got a 1 on it, that means I play the E string at the first fret, like we did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see the tab, it looks like this, 1, 0, 1. That means play the E on the first fret, then open, which means no fingers on it, just play the open string, then 1 again. 1, 0. Like that. Okay? You try it. So if you're looking at the tab line, it says 1, 0, 1 on the thinnest string, the E string. Play on the first fret. That's it. That's it. So tab is a lot easier to read quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to think about what the note is or anything. It tells you exactly where to put your fingers.
Yeah.
Right here we see two numbers that are on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
That means you play them at the same time. So that means I will play this A string, which is the second thickest string, on the third fret, and the D string, which is the next thickest string, on the fifth fret. We play them at the same time. Like that. Does that make sense?
The A would be
The second thickest string
okay on the third fret.
on the third fret because it's got a 3 on this line. Yeah.
Okay, and then the D would be on the fifth fret.
And I'm sure. Here, let me show you what that looks like. Here's my A string, second thickest string, third fret right there.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Go to the next string, which is a D string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth fret.
I see.
Like that. I
Yeah.
can use these two fingers or my index and my pinky.
I got
Play them
you.
at the same time.
Okay.
And they record.
Yeah.
You try that. Third finger or third fret on the second thickest string on the A string there. Third fret. Good. And then the fifth fret on the next string. And you can use your pinky if there's too much of a stretch. Now just play those two strings. There you go. There's your
Wow.
first chord. That's this C
Wow.
power chord. So does that make sense how tab works like that?
It does. It does.
Good. So I'm going to send you this so you can remember how tab works. And that gives you a little bit of another way that will show what we just did. Third fret and fifth fret, just
Okay.
like you just did. Okay? So I'll send you that. And the reason why I wanted to show you that is because we're going to learn how to play a blues.
Mm-hmm.
Pull this up. A simple 12-bar blues. Bar is the same as a measure, which means if we're counting 4,
Mm-hmm.
if our time is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Mm-hmm.
a measure or a bar is 4 counts.
Okay.
Let's see that. Go back, I'll find this. 2-finger blues. Where is it? Hang on a second. I'll look this up. Here it is. So it's going to be a real simple blues you can learn. Now, I know there's a lot of notes and everything on here. Don't get intimidated. Just
Yeah.
for now, we're going to ignore these notes. We're going to look at the tab. If we look at the tab, You notice that again, it's the A string and the D string, just like that chord we just did. But the A string is open, that's why it's 0,
Okay.
and the D string's on the second fret.
Okay.
You play those together at the same time. Try that. So you're going to put your index finger on the second fret of that D string. And the A string's going to be open. So play those two strings. I think you're playing you're playing the E string. You want to play the thickest string. You'll play the second thickest string, which is the A.
Just okay. So just that one by itself.
Just these two. My index finger's on the second fret of the D string.
Okay.
See that?
Okay.
And the A string is open.
Okay.
And we play just those two strings. Okay. You have your finger on the A string.
Okay.
Move it over to the D string.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Now do it twice.
Okay.
We're halfway there. Okay? Now, keep your index finger there
Okay.
and use either your third finger or your pinky. I would use my third finger on the same string.
Okay.
Put it on the fourth fret. On the fourth fret instead of the second fret. There you go.
What?
You can use your pinky if you want. I would try and use my third finger, but if it's too much of a stretch.
Okay. Which string am I doing?
Same string that this one is holding down.
Okay.
Same string.
Okay.
So now it should be like this. Play that. Good. So we're playing both of these strings now.
Okay.
Right? Now play this one. Okay, so here's how this goes. You're going to play this twice and this twice. And do it over and over again, and you got this. Or if you swing it, try that. You're kind of getting it. Go nice and slow. Let's do like a slow blues like this.
Okay.
Each position you play twice. Twice, twice, twice. That's it, man. That's it.
Okay.
Okay? So, can you see how that's what this is?
It's coming together. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, that's what this is their 12-bar blues. And you notice
Wow.
we do that for 4 measures
Okay.
straight. Each one 8 times. So we're counting like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay.
Okay.
Now watch what the first change is. Super easy. We go to the next 2 strings and do the same thing. So you just now what you're doing is you're right here on these 2 strings, right? Now you're going to go that direction. One string. Move this over to the next string and play these 2 strings. So try that. So do what you just did, but just move it down 1 string. That's it. That's it. That's the idea, but you got to be playing both these strings now.
Okay.
That's it. There's that first 2 chords in the 12-bar blues. It's this one. Do that for 4 bars, and we go right here. And we go back to the original one. One more chord we're going to do in this version of the blues.
Okay.
It's just as easy. Now we go this way with one string and play the lowest two strings, biggest
Okay.
two strings. Try that. Yep. Remember, we're playing this open string and this one at the same time. Both strings, like that.
The top two?
The thickest string and the next thickest string, play them at the same time. Okay? That's really loud, man.
Yeah.
I will say that's pretty loud. You can turn it down right here.
Okay.
You can my guitar too, you know. That's better.
Okay.
So now we're here on the thickest two strings, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
So here's your three chords in the simple 12-bar blues. It's going to be like this, like we started. Here's that four count, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then we switch to that second one I showed you. This is a real simple version of the blues.
Wow.
Back to this. When we finally go down to that thickest two strings. And back to the original too. And then just do that over and over and over.
Okay.
All that stuff is just we played over that 12-bar blues. Okay?
That's good.
So I'm going to send you this 12-bar, I call it the two-finger blues. You
Okay.
only need 2 fingers to play it.
Okay.
And that's all this is. It's just those 3 chords. And this is a great way to get started. It's simple. You only need 2 fingers. You're already doing it.
Yeah.
You know, first shot, you're already doing it. It feels awkward because you haven't practiced it or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is a great way to learn something right off the bat that sounds like cool music.
Yeah. And I feel that too.
You know, you're not like playing Mary Had Little Lamb.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like if you're sitting in your room playing this,
Yeah.
somebody's going to go by and go, hey, that's pretty cool. What is
Yeah.
that? You know? So, I feel like this is a good place to start, especially because you expressed the interest in playing blues and jazz and stuff.
Yeah.
This is like, of course, there's a million. This is the simplest version
Mm-hmm.
of a 12-bar blues. There's so many variations, you know. But if you can get this, then you can play.
Yeah.
The other thing is, blues is so common because it's really the root of all American pop music.
Mm-hmm.
Blues, jazz, rock, even country, and like 90% of guitar players can play the blues.
Yeah.
Can play like a 12-bar blues. So if you ever get together to play with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you know you can play. If you know how to play a 12-bar blues in A, you can jam with somebody.
Okay.
See what I mean? So I will send you this, and you can practice.
Okay.
This is blues in the key of A. The first chord we played is an A chord.
Mm-hmm.
This is blues in the key of A. We'll learn all that stuff later. Cool.
Cool. I like it.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a file for you.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. And what I would like you to do is, because I think it's important, even though if we go out of a book and all that type of stuff, I feel it's important for you to be learning songs as we go. Like old songs, or songs that you like. So one of the things that I encourage my students to do is to like make a list of like 10 songs that you want to learn, and we'll start going through them.
Mm-hmm.
Each lesson will attack one song and kind of we'll learn that, and then learn another song. And
Okay.
of course, you know enough not to pick some crazy, super hard, insane
Right,
song,
right.
whatever. It's something simple, but something that you like. So when you're out of the lesson, you can go,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, cool! I just learned how to play whatever
Mhm.
the Thrill's Gone or something." Right?
Yeah.
And it'll be fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna start off right here. Today is the. I can't believe it's like the 19th of March already. It's insane.
I know.
Year has flying by. Right?
Yeah.
What do you do, Matt? What do you do for a living?
I have a garage door business that I run.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
I just had my spring fixed on mine.
Yep. That's the common thing.
Yeah.
Like tires on a car.
Yeah. I've just got a little one-car garage. I live in Sun City.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm doing, I'm starting a file for you. I'm going to write down in here what we covered. And I'll email you a copy of what we talked about this week and what you want to work on for next week.
Okay.
You have any questions for me?
I don't. I like the pace that we're going. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Perfect. Cool. All right. Well, then, what we can do, if this is this a good time for you?
It is.
6:30 on Wednesday.
This is perfect.
And I can set this up for every Wednesday at 6:30.
Yep.
And then if you want to just like Zelle me,
Okay.
you can Zelle me or PayPal, either way.
Okay.
And what I do is I use PayPal to do the billing.
Okay.
So it'll send you a PayPal will send you a reminder every month
Okay.
to pay, at the beginning of the. But it's not like I'm not like one of these guys like if you don't pay at the beginning of the month you can't take. Just sometime during the month if you pay.
I got you.
I'm pretty easy. I just use the PayPal billing because I'm just really bad with asking people for money.
Yeah. It makes it fun.
So. And most people are cool with that, but every once in a while there's somebody, if you don't ask them for money, they don't pay you until you bring it up, and then
Right.
like, hey, wait a minute, aren't we behind? So it kind of keeps me organized a little bit.
So on the phone number that you gave me, that's what I Zelle on?
Yeah, or I'll just send you a PayPal thing, you can pay that.
Okay.
You can do you have PayPal?
I do.
Okay, yeah. I'll send you
Same name.
Yeah,
Email.
I'll send you a PayPal. We'll send you a bill, and then
Okay.
you can just use a credit card that way, whatever.
Okay.
So I think we talked about like $250 a month, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right, and tell your son I'm sorry I kicked him out of the lesson. I didn't know that was.
I'll bring him up to speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll send you all these materials to your
Okay.
email address,
Okay.
and if you have any questions during the week, don't hesitate to text me or call me or email me.
Okay.
I know some people are like, well, I don't want to bother them when it's time off.
Yeah.
But I number one, I'd rather talk about guitar than anything else anyway. And number two, like if you're having problems with something or don't understand something,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't call and ask, you could practice the wrong thing all week, which would be counterproductive. So I would rather you
Mm-hmm.
take the 10 minutes to, say, hey, what does this mean, and straighten it out. So don't ever hesitate to contact me if you got questions.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
You got it, buddy. See, the Zoom thing's pretty cool. You don't have to get up to drive anywhere.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I prefer it. So.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, Matt. Nice meeting you.
Thank
I
you.
will email you all this stuff, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Okay. We'll see you then.
Bye, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.